Hi, Virgo. Welcome back to Moonveil Tarot. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so I want to start this reading off in a different way today because what is coming through for this reading is heavy, but it's heavy in a sacred way. You know what I mean? Like, not heavy as in bad, heavy as in this matters. This is real. Pay attention because when I was preparing for this reading, when I was sitting with the energy of the ancestral debt, I had to take a moment. I literally had to put the cards down and just breathe because what came through was generations. Like, I could feel the weight of the women before you, the men before you, the hearts that were broken before you ever even existed, and how all of that is still living in your body, in your love life, right now. And before we even get into the cards, I just want to validate you because if you have ever felt like you keep ending up in the same kinds of relationships over and over again, no matter how much work you do on yourself, if you have ever wondered why the patterns in your love life look so eerily similar to your mother's, or your grandmother's, or your father's, or stories you have heard about people in your family who you never even met, you are not crazy. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are carrying something that was never yours to begin with. And that is what we are going to look at today. So just take a deep breath with me. Get comfortable. Maybe light a candle if that's your thing. Pour yourself something warm. And let's do this gently, together. Okay, so I'm going to start by pulling a card just for the energy of the ancestral debt itself. Like, what is it? What does it actually look like in your life? What is the wound that has been passed down? The Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this card, the imagery on this card is so striking because there are these two figures walking through the snow. They are visibly cold, visibly tired. One of them is on crutches. They look hungry. They look hurt. And they are walking right past a stained glass window that is full of light, full of warmth, full of safety. And they don't even look up. And what I feel like this card is showing is that in your lineage, there has been a deep generational pattern of not feeling worthy of love, of walking past it, of not even being able to see when love is right there, available, offered, glowing right beside you. And I feel like for the women in your family especially, or for whoever the feminine presence has been in your bloodline, there has been this energy of making do, making it work with what's available, settling, suffering quietly, not asking for more, not believing more was even possible. And maybe you grew up watching that, watching your mother stay in something that did not nourish her, or watching your grandmother hold a family together while quietly dying inside, or hearing stories about a great-great-grandmother who was given to a man she did not love and just accepted that. Because that's what women did. And whether you saw it directly or you just absorbed it through the air of your family system, that pattern got into you, into your bones, into your wiring, without you ever consciously choosing it. And the Five of Pentacles is also about scarcity, the belief that there is not enough love, not enough good men, not enough good women, not enough safe partners, not enough faithful partners. So you better take what you can get. Better hold on tight to whatever shows up. Better not be too picky. Better not ask for too much. or you will end up alone. And that scarcity belief is not yours. It came from somewhere. It came from a real time when somebody in your bloodline genuinely did have to settle, genuinely did not have options, genuinely did have to make do. And that survival energy got passed down. But here's the thing. You are not in that survival situation anymore. You have options. You have time. You have power. And the scarcity programming is no longer needed. Okay, so the next card I'm pulling is to look at the specific lineage pattern that is showing up in your love life right now. Like, what is the actual story that keeps repeating itself through you? The Three of Swords. And right next to it, the Ten of Wands. Oh, okay. So this is a really painful but really important combination. The Three of Swords. This card shows three swords piercing through a heart with rain and dark clouds in the background. And this card is the heartbreak card. It is the card of betrayal. It is the card of being deeply, painfully wounded by someone you trusted. And the message I'm getting is that there is a heartbreak in your family lineage that was never properly grieved, never properly processed, never even fully spoken about. And that grief that was suppressed has been passed down generation after generation. And it shows up in your love life as this almost preemptive expectation of pain. Like you go into relationships already bracing for impact, already waiting for the betrayal, already half certain this is going to end badly. Even when there is no actual evidence that it will, like you might have hypervigilance around your partners. You might check their phone or read into things that don't need to be read into, or pull away the moment something gets too good. Because deep in your nervous system, something is whispering, this is the part where it falls apart. This is the part where they leave. This is the part where you find out they were never who they said they were. And that whisper is not from your own life. That is your grandmother's voice. That is your great-grandmother's voice. That is the voice of every woman in your family who got their heart shattered and never got to fully mourn it. Because they had to keep going. They had to feed the children. They had to hold it together. They had to not fall apart. So they swallowed it and it traveled down and now it's living in you. And then we have the Ten of Wands, which is showing me that you are carrying so much. Like this card has a figure hunched over with this enormous bundle of wands on their back, and they cannot see where they are going because the load is too heavy. And what I'm seeing here is that you have been doing emotional labor in your relationships that does not belong to you. You have been carrying the weight of multiple generations of unhealed wounds. You have been performing a role that was assigned to you before you were even born. Like, for some of you, you keep ending up in relationships where you are the one holding everything together. You are the one keeping the peace, managing his moods, managing her emotions, doing the planning, doing the worrying, doing the work of two people, while they just receive. And I want you to know something. That role is ancestral. That role was given to a woman or a feminine person in your bloodline long before you were born. And it has been handed down like an heirloom that nobody ever wanted, but everybody got. And you are allowed to put it down. You are allowed to stop carrying it. You are allowed to say, this is not mine. I am not the family caretaker. I am not the family fixer. I am not the one who suffers silently so that everyone else can have peace. Okay, let me pull another card here because I feel like there is something more specific coming through about who in your lineage this debt actually started with. The Empress in reverse. Okay, so the Empress reversed. This is significant because the Empress upright is the divine feminine. She is abundance. She is fertility. She is nurturing energy. She is a woman in her full power. And when she shows up reversed, she is showing me a feminine ancestor in your line who was disempowered, who was silenced, who was not allowed to step into her fullness, who maybe had her gifts taken from her, or her voice taken from her, or her choices taken from her. And I feel like this could be specifically about a woman in your bloodline who was forced into a marriage, or who was not allowed to leave a marriage, or who was punished for wanting more than what she was given, or who had to give up something she loved in order to survive. And her grief, her unmet desire, her unlived life is part of what is sitting in you right now. Like, it can show up as this deep restlessness in love, this sense of there should be more, this longing for a kind of love that you can't even fully describe, because it's not just yours, it's hers too. She wanted that love too and never got it. And one of the gifts you have in your lifetime is the chance to actually live the love she dreamed of, to have the freedom she wasn't given, to choose the way she wasn't allowed to. And in doing that, you free her too, even though she's already passed on. You free her in the spirit realm. You complete what she could not finish. And that is sacred work, loves. That is holy work. That is the deepest kind of love a person can do for their lineage. Okay, so now I want to pull some cards to look at how this ancestral pattern is specifically showing up in your current love life. Like, what does this look like in your day-to-day, in your relationships right now, or in the people you keep attracting? The Knight of Cups, the Devil, and the Five of Cups. Okay, so this is interesting. Let me unpack each of these. The Knight of Cups. On its own, this is actually a really romantic card. It's about someone showing up with their heart on their sleeve. Big feelings, big declarations, big promises. But notice how it's sitting next to the Devil and the Five of Cups. So in this combination, what I'm seeing is that you may have a pattern of being very drawn to people who come on really, really strong at first. People who seem like the most romantic, passionate, swept off your feet kind of partners. Big love bombing energy. And then once you are in it, the Devil energy reveals itself, which is unhealthy attachment, manipulation, possessiveness, unhealthy patterns of control or addiction, or just a dynamic that becomes really, really hard to leave, even when you know you should. And then we have the Five of Cups, which is the disappointment card, the grief card, the card of looking at what was lost and not yet being able to see what is still standing. So the cycle that I see is something like this. Someone shows up, they are charming, they sweep you off your feet. You think this is it, this is the one. Things get intense really quickly, then the cracks start to show. You realize this is not what it seemed to be. You either stay way too long trying to make it work, or you finally leave and you spend a long time grieving who you thought they were. And this is the pattern. This is the loop. And this is not a coincidence. This is your bloodline reaching out through you to find what it never found, to find a passion that doesn't turn dark, to find a love that doesn't end in disappointment, to find a partner who actually stays. Okay, now let me pull a card for what your soul came here to do to break this pattern, because this is the most important part. You are not here just to suffer through this. You are here to clear it. Strength. Oh, this is so beautiful, because strength in the tarot is not the kind of strength that pushes through. It is not the kind of strength that fights. It is not even the kind of strength that endures. Strength in the tarot is the woman gently holding the mouth of a lion, calmly, without force, without fear. She is taming her own wild parts with love, not domination. And what I feel like this is saying is that the way you break this lineage pattern is not by being harder. It is not by becoming guarded. It is not by closing yourself off. It is by becoming gentler, more patient, more compassionate with yourself. Because here's the thing about ancestral patterns, they feed on shame. They feed on the part of you that is angry at yourself for falling for the same kind of person again. The part of you that is frustrated for not learning the lesson the first time. The part of you that calls yourself stupid when you find yourself in the same dynamic again. And the way to starve those patterns is to meet yourself with love. When you fall back into an old pattern, instead of beating yourself up, you say, "Of course I did. I am healing something so much bigger than myself." And then you gently, gently redirect. You are not failing when these patterns show up. You are encountering them. And every time you see one, without judgment, you weaken its grip. That is how this work actually gets done. Okay, so now we have looked at the energy of the debt. We have looked at how it shows up. We have looked at how to start clearing it. And now I want to pull some tea leaf cards just to see what specific signs and details the universe wants to give you about this whole journey. Okay, the first tea leaf card that comes through is the tree, which is so fitting because the tree represents your family tree, your roots, your lineage, but it also represents growth, branching out, reaching new heights, becoming something that the seed could not have imagined. And what I feel like this is confirming is that even though your roots are old, even though they go deep, even though they are tangled with all of this ancestral material, you are growing into something brand new. You are the branch that is reaching the sun for the first time. The next tea leaf card is key. The key? Yes. So this is your guides telling you that you have the key to unlock this. You, specifically in your generation, you are the one who has been chosen to do this work, to break this pattern, to unlock the door that all of your ancestors stood in front of and could not open. And it's interesting because some of you guys may have been wondering, why does this feel so heavy? Why am I the one who has to do this work? Why didn't anyone before me just figure this out? And the answer is that the world wasn't ready before. Your ancestors did not have the language. They did not have the resources. They did not have the freedom. They did not have the cultural permission to even look at this stuff. But you do. You have access to therapy. You have access to spiritual teachers. You have access to readings like this one. You have access to the language of healing in a way that is genuinely brand new. And you were chosen by your bloodline because you are the one who is finally able to see it. The next tea leaf card is bridge. Oh, the bridge. This is a card of transition, a card of crossing over from one chapter to another. And in the context of this reading, I feel like this is showing that you are right in the middle of crossing the bridge. You are not where you used to be, but you are not yet where you are headed. You are in the in-between. And that in-between space can feel really uncomfortable because you can feel the old patterns trying to pull you back, and you can sense the new life waiting on the other side. But you have to keep walking. You have to trust that the bridge will hold you. You have to keep moving forward, even when you can't quite see what you are walking into. And the last tea leaf card is Dove. Oh, the dove. This is so peaceful. And I feel like this is your guides giving you a deep, deep reassurance, because the dove represents peace. It represents reconciliation. It represents the storm finally passing. And what I feel like this is telling you is that the love that is waiting for you on the other side of this clearing is peaceful. It is not going to be a storm. It is not going to be a roller coaster. It is not going to be a love that tests you constantly. It is going to be a love that lets you rest. Okay, now let me lay out a tarot spread to look at where this is all going. We have looked at the past. We have looked at the present. Now I want to look at where you are headed in your love life as you continue this clearing work. So I'm going to pull 3 cards now. One for the immediate next chapter, one for what you are stepping into, and one for what your love life looks like once this debt is paid. The 6 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and the World. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is genuinely beautiful. Let me walk you through it. The 6 of Swords for your immediate next chapter. So this card shows a figure being ferried across calm water in a small boat. They are leaving something behind. They are moving towards something new, but the journey is gentle. The water is calm. They are not running. They are not panicking. They are just crossing. And this is your immediate next chapter. You are leaving behind the old patterns, the old dynamics, the old familiar pain, and you are being carried by something larger than yourself towards something safer. You don't have to row this boat. You don't have to figure out every step. You just have to stay in the boat and trust the current. And then the 2 of Cups, which is one of the most beautiful cards you can pull for love. This is the card of 2 souls meeting each other as equals. This is the card of mutual feeling, mutual respect, mutual care. The card of finally meeting someone who shows up the same way you do. And what I love about the 2 of Cups showing up here, right after the 6 of Swords, is that it is saying once you finish this crossing, once you arrive on the other side of this lineage work, there is a love specifically for you, not just any love, a love that meets you exactly at your level, a love that has done its own healing, a love that is ready to choose you the way you are choosing yourself. And then we have the World. Oh my gosh. The World card. This card is the final card in the major arcana. It is the card of completion, of arrival, of integration, of finally becoming the version of yourself that you have been working toward this entire lifetime. And what this card is saying is that the love life you are headed toward is not just a happy ending. It is a sacred completion. It is the closing of a story that started generations before you. It is the moment where the entire family tree takes a breath and finally exhales. Like when you arrive at this love, you are not just fulfilling your own happiness. You are healing your mother. You are healing your grandmother. You are healing women you never met, whose names have been forgotten. Their souls in the spirit realm are watching this happen, and they are weeping because they finally get to rest. You are doing this for all of them, and they are so, so proud of you. Okay, so now I want to pull a few final messages from your guides just to give you some last pieces of guidance that you can carry with you as you continue this work. The first final card is you are the cycle breaker. Yes. Yes, you are. And I feel like this is the message that some of you have been waiting your whole life to hear. You are the cycle breaker. You are the chosen one in your family. You are the one who looked at the patterns and said, not anymore, not through me. Not in this generation. And that work is the most important spiritual work you will ever do in this lifetime. More important than any career achievement. More important than any external success. Because what you are doing echoes through time. It changes the future of every child who will ever come from your line. It changes the spirit of every ancestor who came before you. You are the bridge between what was and what will be. The next final card is trust your pace. Okay, so this is so important because some of you watching this are going to feel really activated by this reading. You are going to feel like you have to fix all of this right now. Like you have to do all the inner work this week. Like you have to figure out every single ancestral wound that has ever existed in your line. And your guides are saying, no, slow down. You have your whole lifetime to do this work. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to know everything immediately. You don't have to be perfectly healed before you can call in the love you want. You just have to keep showing up. One day at a time. One pattern at a time, one healing moment at a time, and trust that the work you are doing is enough. The next final card is you are not alone in this. Oh, I love this so much because I know this work can feel really lonely. Like you are the one who finally noticed the patterns. You are the one who finally said, this stops with me. And sometimes in your real life, there might not be people around you who fully understand what you are doing. And your guides want you to know that you are not alone. You have an entire team of ancestors in the spirit realm who are working alongside you, the ones who tried and couldn't finish, the ones who suffered and couldn't speak. The ones who loved and lost, they are all rooting for you. They are all helping you. They are all sending strength your way. And every time you choose differently, every time you walk away from a pattern, every time you choose love over fear, you are choosing for them too. And they feel it. They know. And the very last card, your love is coming. Okay. So this is your final message. Your love is coming. Your love is real. Your love is on its way, and it is not coming as a reward for finishing all this work perfectly. It is not waiting for you to be a fully healed version of yourself. It is coming because you have done enough. You have shown up enough. You have grown enough. You have made yourself available enough for it to finally find you. And when it arrives, it is going to feel different. It is going to feel safe. It is going to feel calm. It is going to feel like coming home to a place you have never been, but somehow always knew existed. So just to wrap everything up, the message of this reading is so layered, so sacred, so important. You are not failing in love. You are clearing the lineage, the patterns you have been seeing, the pain you have been carrying, the way you keep ending up in similar dynamics, none of that is happening because there is something wrong with you. It is happening because you were chosen by your soul before you came into this body to be the one who finally handles it. And you are doing it slowly, imperfectly, beautifully. You are doing it. You are the cycle breaker. You are the bridge. You are the one who finally says enough, and the love that is waiting for you on the other side of this work is going to be unlike anything anyone in your family has ever experienced. And that is the most beautiful gift you could ever give them. I hope this reading brought you so much clarity today, so much validation, because if you have been doing this work quietly without anyone really seeing you, I want you to know that I see you, your guides see you, your ancestors see you, and the work you are doing is genuinely changing everything. So please be gentle with yourself. Please rest when you need to rest. Please cry when you need to cry. Please celebrate every tiny step forward, because this work is everything. If this resonated with you, please, please, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps these messages reach more people who need them. Leave me a comment and let me know how this reading landed for you. If you felt seen, if you recognized your own lineage in any of this, I would love to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Take really good care of yourself. Honor your bloodline, honor your healing, and honor the love that is genuinely coming for you. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye, loves.